Are y'all
Yeah,
kicking it over there for a little bit?
yeah, I'll be here for a minute.
Sorry about your daughter, man. I was able to watch the fight. Very close fight. What you thought about it?
I thought she edged it out, but they saw something else, especially the first
Uh,
two rounds. But shit
How's
happens.
the
Shit happens.
what was going on in the corner?
With me, if I fight,
Yeah.
no, it's basic instructions. Basic instructions.
How did, I mean, you guys have been getting the short end of the stick a few times already in her career.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of it's because a lot of I get the same feedback from different people. They saying because it, everybody come out the gym, they expect for them to be a knockout artist. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case because we 10 coaches.
Yeah.
Being
They,
affiliated,
they,
but it happens.
um, what's next? I mean, how do you how do you take that into consideration on the next fight?
Um, every fighter got his or her path. We just gonna keep moving.
September.
September.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, um, while you was at the fights, were you able to catch any of the fights while you guys were in the locker room, like Antoine, David, any of it?
Yeah, man. I caught. Well, I couldn't hear it, but the Russell fight, man.
A lot of people saying that he got robbed.
I thought
What you think?
I thought he had to fight, man. I thought he had
How
to
close
fight.
was it?
I was in the dressing room. I couldn't hear the sound. I was just watching it. But I thought he had to fight. It was a good fight, you know. Yeah, I thought
How,
he
how
had to
about
fight.
how about David?
Benavidez, yeah, tough fight though. It's different weight class, but he
Hmm.
poured it out. He poured it out.
Is he the same monster in your eyes at 175 pounds and at 160?
I think he got to adjust to the power, the difference. He's not gonna move people like he do at 160. I don't think. Because they're bigger and stronger men, cutting down from 200 pounds.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But his style is obviously he's bringing a different style to that 75 division. Do you think that style will be complementary to the division when it comes down to him?
Yeah. He gonna bring a lot of excitement to the division. Yeah. It,
Um,
it, and the guys will be a little slower than him, I think, too. As of now.
True, that's true. So, do you feel like that's the edging point? But in the same time, guys at 175 pounds at light heavyweight, they're leaving every punch, making sure that each one counts. Basically, like Tank.
Yeah. Yeah. Pinpoint, using the accuracy and stuff.
Could that be a problem with David's style
No,
because he doesn't
because
necessarily don't sit on everything?
his style can disrupt them, because he's so aggressive, you know. So we'll see
Right.
how it play out. See how it play out.
That David Benavidez versus Bevo. What you think?
I would
That
love to.
version.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Benavidez win, but I just don't think he can move Bivol like he do at the guys at 160. Bivol got that brute strength. He's strong, man. Real strong.
Before we get into the main event, talk to me. This is you guys' first time on Amazon Prime. What was the experience like?
It was beautiful. It was good. Yeah. I think they could advertise a little bit more. But other than that, it was beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that advertisement. Even Tank itself, he was saying that too.
Yeah, I think as time go on, it'll get better. They just got to get they staff together. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it'll be good in the future.
Okay. So coming in to the main event, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. It goes 9 rounds. It goes 9 rounds, but in your eyes, right,
Eight,
leading up.
eight
Hey, wait,
rounds.
8. I'm sorry, my. Was it the end? That the end of the 8th
Yeah,
or in the middle?
middle. I think the middle of the eighth. Yeah.
Okay. So, talk to me about. I mean, I didn't really get to see the fight because I was covering the Matias fight over here. But in your eyes, talk to me. I've been hearing a lot of stories as far as from 1 to 5 that he was getting outboxed. Is there any truth to that?
Um, I'll say the first 5 rounds. Hats off to Martin too. He's a fighter. He's trained. He has a right to outbox Tank. He's a fighter too. You know what I mean? If that's what people saw. But what I did, I saw Frank with a beautiful defense. They traded blows here and there. His was more like combinations. Tank was like boom, 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 with 1 or 2 shots at the beginning. Then he started he started turning it up as the fight went on. But yeah, hell of a defense at the beginning of the fight. It was just a matter of time of breaking it. You know what I mean?
Did you feel the presence of Derrick James in the corner as far as when it
Yes,
comes to
yes,
adjustments?
yes, yes. Derek
Uh,
James is man. I'm gonna tell you. I talked him to his face. He's one of my favorite coaches. You know, great,
what
great guy.
when you guys are battling on the other coach's corner, what what's conversations with you and Calvin are having?
Um, we do it through the fighter. You know, put our thoughts in the fighter, and the fighter just have to execute.
Right.
And they do the same thing. We work on everything in the gym, and then when showtime you put it together.
Now, before the fight started, a lot of people were complaining about the hydration of how Frank looked. But in the same token, he didn't make no excuses at the end of the fight.
No,
He said that the weight was not a problem. Do you feel like people are going to try to diminish that win of Tank, or they can't?
they can't. They can't. He didn't complain at one time, and nobody know how he got his weight off. A lot of people just assuming he did look weight drained, but people just assuming. They don't know what he did to make weight.
Now, a lot of people were talking about the flinch before the fight and little things in that nature that we seen in the fight as well when it came down to Tank fainting and making, just Frank Martin move, hesitate, make him react before he landed those big blows. Do you feel like the flinch was the situation of like, oh yeah, yeah, we got him?
In the actual fight, I think anybody get in there with Tank, that thought is going to be in your mind is how strong he is before he hits you. So you're going to be cautious. I don't think it was fear. It's just that if he can put you out with 1 shot, he don't need accumulation shots. So you're going to flinch a little bit. You know, because you don't know if you're going to go out from that shit. So it's natural.
As a coach, what is that? Because sometimes people say the flinch is good because you're reacting to
A
it.
flinch,
But
I was going to say, a flinch is nothing but a natural reflex. Animals do this shit. You know what I mean? It's just a flinch. Now,
um,
it's a difference when it's a fear flinch. Like somebody
right. Well,
been beating you in the past and shit.
uh, so what kind of flinch you think that was in the press and
It
and
was
the weigh-ins?
his flinch was a late reaction because Tank was walking away. His ass was, you know what I mean? But I think reflex.
I know what you're saying. I know 100% what you're saying.
Yeah.
He flinched with his face first, then his left hand,
And the
then his
reason
right
why
hand, then his
I think the reason why he did that because you know Um, in the past,
You got caught.
you see Tank touch people in the past on stage,
That's
and
true.
they probably was expecting him to do something like that, but he did.
That's true.
But he didn't touch him, so that's why he flinched like that.
So talk to me. I think this fight was a lot of mental warfare in the fight. I don't know. You told me. Do you feel like there was more mental warfare in this fight versus a lot of the other fights?
Yeah, because there's a lot of back and forth, with his team and our team, and during the build up and the press conferences and shit. Tank was in the head. You saw me on the internet saying some things when I studied him.
What's the vibes like after he knocks him out in the eighth round? You guys obviously get up and you guys start talking to each other. What's the respect level? Is there a different vibe after the knockout from
Um,
Frank and his team?
we don't hate them. We was just doing our job. I respect them as men. You know, we went over and dapped them up. They dapped us up. As far as a knockout, that's the norm for us. And with Gervonta.
Now in the post press conference, they asked Tank, "Was this your hardest opponent?" He thought about it and said, "Nah." When you heard the question before he answered, what was your answer?
I honestly think not because of skills, the pit bull fight, because he only had one hand, and that's what I think. That's why I would say was the hardest fight, because he
Mm,
couldn't he couldn't use both hands.
right, right.